As I read Harry Potter, I felt a different invitation pull at me. Looking at the amazing culture of Harry Potter fandom, I started to grow frustrated. If Harry Potter were in our world, he'd do a lot more than creatively celebrating being Harry Potter. He'd fight injustices in our world the way he fought injustices in his. In fact, in the 5th book, he starts a student activist group named after his mentor called Dumbledore's Army, and they do extraordinary things together for equal rights, fighting media consolidation, fighting for human rights. And I thought, what if this entire engaged online Harry Potter fan community could be a Dumbledore's Army for our world? Wouldn't that be extraordinary? What if we could wake our media and our governments to pressing issues as Harry Potter fans? What if we created an organization called the Harry Potter Alliance, which uses parallels from Harry Potter to inspire fans to act as heroes in our world? As I mulled over what all of this meant, my comedy troupe and I were performing across the country full-time. My colleague Seth and I grew disillusioned when we saw that we could bring in thousands of students to a show when a human rights group on that same campus would be lucky to get 5 people. We wanted to make civic engagement as compelling as entertainment. And so this question of how to start a Dumbledore's Army for our world burned within me. I had made up my mind. My job was to send an invitation, a real, honest-to-God invitation to the Harry Potter fandom to go on a creative adventure to fight the dark arts in our world. Soon we were using social media to organize. I would write action alerts that compared ignoring Voldemort's return to ignoring global warming, or the genocide in Darfur and what we could do about it. Or how, if Harry Potter has taught us anything, it's that no one should have to live in the closet. Our movement grew until we were in a place we are in now, with 40 volunteers, 6 employees, and a network of every facet of the Harry Potter fan community. We've been featured in almost every major publication in the US, and led by the great Henry Jenkins, they've called us a premier model of civic engagement for the 21st century. They have encouraged entertainment groups, NGOs, and more to look at our model. By 2008, now we're growing up fast, we had funded the protection of thousands of civilians in Darfur and Burma. By 2010, we had sent 5 cargo planes to Haiti. By 2013, our Akio Books campaign had built libraries in Rwanda, the Mississippi Delta, a school in Brooklyn, and joined a young girl, Maria Keller. Get this, at the age of 8, she realized that there were kids that didn't have access to books. And so she said, Mom, I want to get 1 million books donated by the time that I'm 18. And her mom and her started an NGO to do that. And we came in at the last minute this year to help her. And by last minute, I mean when they crossed the 1 million threshold, because they crossed the 1 million threshold, and then Maria turned 13. So she has 5 more years, and they're still going strong, and we're honored to have helped her in that quest. We helped pass marriage equality in Maine and Rhode Island, have advocated for equality and human rights. And then there are our chapters. We have over 200 chapters in schools, communities, a strong social media presence, and hopefully soon libraries. To talk with you now about our new library chapter initiative. And now we invite you to join the HPA Library Chapter Initiative. The major difference between our regular chapters and a library-based chapter is that librarians would help provide the space and the guidance. We know you guys already have too much on your plates. So we're not asking you to do too much more work. This is about inviting young people who wouldn't otherwise be in your libraries, in the library, to be working in your communities and getting the library into the community. Because we have an unprecedented opportunity to act as libraries across the entire world. You know, I like to think of our country as nerve cells, neurons. And in order for nerve cells to connect, they need synapses. And when they connect, boy, oh boy, unexpected things happen, amazing things happen. But when they don't connect, it's the equivalent of a stroke or being brain dead. That's what's happened to our country. And yet we have these libraries that are synapses all over the country, waiting for more and more nerve cells, more and more wizards and witches to come together.